Wait, I stalled for like half an hour just before. I'm sleepy. Nah, Huckle, I'm gonna read. Don't leave. I'll read it just for you. Alright? Just for you. Uh, oh, this story like needs emotion, but I can't raise my voice. Alright. Like, oh, I need to go back to open mic. I can't keep my push to talk. Right. Oh shit, my dog is here too now. We'll see if he comes. Ah, never mind. He's in court, Jeff. Right. Uh, this is insulting with token. uh, I don't know what a gun. Fuck is that? All right, read. Killy. I'm going. Alright. In 30 SCE. Alright. What the fuck is wrong with you? Alright, I fucking whatever, I'll read. Uh, stop typing. Oh, I keep wanting to see what you guys are typing. What the fuck, Reed? Ah, alright. Fred was so angry that he what? Then he had to find a new pair of shoes without laces and someone to put them somewhere where he couldn't find them. I suppose it's the start of the story. It is? That's not so weird. Okay, whatever. Fred stomped around his house looking for a pair of new shoes, and the longer he couldn't find them, the angrier and angrier he got. He was stomping so angrily that he kicked his toe, and that really hurt. So a huge roar. It was so loud that it made the earth tremble. His parents came running from behind the big volcano where they were sleeping. What's wrong? They asked Fred. Everything, said Fred. Mummy frowned. Surely not everything, Fred. Everything, said Fred, more definitely. Really, everything? Asked Daddy. But Fred had given up answering. He sat right where he was, uh, on a prickly bush. Ow, he cried, jumping up and holding his tail, and then he forgot that his own tail was prickly. What the fuck does that say? T? E? Okay, T, and it pricked him. Ow, he wailed. Again. See, everything about today is bad. It seems to me, said Mummy, you need to take a few big breaths. You're like that big volcano over there. The hotter you get, the more you're bubbling over. If you can close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, you'll be able to calm down. Then you'll be able to really watch what you're thinking, watch what you're doing, and think about things more calmly. I think you'll find everything will be better then. Could it really be? What the fuck is going on? What are you guys doing? It's just Tian. What are you doing, Tian? Could it really be possible? Fred decided things couldn't be any worse. He closed his eyes and relaxed his angry face. Already he felt a little bit better. And now that he was quiet, he could hear his breaths. In they came, and then out they went again. Fred could feel the air filling his body like a cool drink of water. He could feel the sun on his face, and it was warm. He noticed how he had been feeling before, hot, like a volcano. His heart had been beating fast, and his blood rushing around his body like he wanted to fight someone. Now he could notice how he was safe, and how quiet everything was. And as he stood there, feeling those feelings, a new idea came to him. Fucking. Uh, I know where my shoes are now, he exclaimed. I took them off yesterday when I went swimming in that muddy mangrove. I'll go and get them. Fred walked through the forest and back to the muddy mangrove. There were his shoes waiting for him. But now that Fred felt better, he remembered how much fun it was to swim and play in that muddy mangrove. I don't think I need my shoes at all, Fred decided. He took a run and jumped, splash, right into all that delicious mud. It was warm and nice and sloppy in the mud. Fred flopped around in it all morning, and his belly flops made the earth tremble, and this was in a much better way for everyone. That's it, I guess. I was even short on the other one, but whatever. GG. Fucking, I'm done. Say something. What do you mean question mark? You want more? Find one then, Huckle. Find the one then, Huckle. I was saying more and find one yourself. The snail one. Give me more. Such a fucking idiot. Holy shit. God's sake. I have to write this one as well. My throat's so fucked again. What the fuck is that? Alright. Where's the stuff? The snails all lived in the salad garden. Perfect for snails, full of crispy salads, sweet tomatoes, tiny cucumbers, and fat, juicy strawberries. The snails were happy, but Big Gardener was not. Snails are pesky pets. Then came the bad snail day. What are these names? Then came the bad snail day. Big Gardener arrived swinging a bright red bucket. He collected up all the snails. Into the bucket and off to the wild, wild garden. Big Gardener collected up all the snails. Then he tipped them out into a wild garden where the rhubarb, spinach, and onions grew. Those snails didn't know what was going on. They were all pretty shook up. Then Big Gardener put up a snail fence all around the salad garden. He put a sign, "Snails keep out." There was just one teeny tiny little problem. Big Gardener had missed just one snail. He had missed Tiny, the tiniest of all the baby snails. Tiny had seen the shadow of Big Gardener getting closer with that swinging red bucket. Tiny curled up inside his little snail house and snuggled deep down into the very center of a salad. Tiny was now the very last snail in the garden. Tiny was all alone. He nibbled on a salad leaf. He nibbled on a fat tomato. He started to feel a teeny tiny bit better, but still he was so lonely with no other snails around. Tiny was clever enough to hide when he saw the Big Gardener bending over the vegetables. The very best hiding place was right at the center of the salad. That's where he always snuggled down. Big Gardener only ever looked at the outside leaves. He never checked out the middle. No snails today, Big Gardener laughed. I hope you're all happy with the hairy old rhubarb in the overgrown wild garden. Then one day, Tiny Snail heard Big Gardener. The sun is shining. It's a perfect day to have a salad feast with all my family. Where are the crispiest, crunchiest, and munchiest of the freshest salads? Tiny slipped into the heart of the crispiest salad as fast as he could, as fast as any snail ever could. He curled up and stayed as still as still. But he got picked. Big Gardener picked his salad. What a lovely crispy salad, Big Gardener smiled. Perfect. Ah, I need more water. Tiny Snail was bumped and bumped. He just knew that he'd landed in that big red bucket. It got worse. He got a shower of water all over, and he felt mighty sick after a whizzing spinning. The salad hearts were all whizzed in the salad spinner. Big Gardener then tipped all the crispy salad hearts, cucumbers, and tomatoes into a great big shiny bowl. What next? Tiny Snail wondered. He was scared. Snails aren't happy in salad bowls. Tiny Snail peeked out of his little salad heart and looked up. A great shower of thick, creamy yellow stuff landed right on top of him. Blech. Tiny snail got covered in that thick yellow stuff. Is a yellow rain tiny snail spotted? Spotted? Fuck me. There's a tiny snail in the salad mayo. The children around the table were shouting, "A mayonnaise snail! Mayonnaise snail!" Tiny snail could hear the children cheering. He tried to slide away, but one of the children picked him up. Snails built gardens on the salad bowl. The children were all laughing. Back to the garden, little snail. Big gardener shouted after them, "Take him to the wild garden with the hairy rhubarb. That's where all the other pesky snails live." Tiny snail was tossed into the wild garden. Tossed into the wild garden. His shell so sick with yellow mayo. The other snails couldn't believe that he was back. "Where have you been?" they asked, and he told them about his mayo adventure. They all had a lick of the bright yellow mayonnaise sticking to the shell inside and out. "Whatever it is, we don't like it," the snails all agreed. Crispy salad, fat tomatoes, and sweet strawberries are what snails like, not sticky yellow stuff. Tiny snail is getting bigger now, and he is very happy to be back with all the other snails. He missed them so on his big adventure. That's the end.